Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have my front door open. The ticking that you hear, one's the Haunted Mansion clock from Disneyland, and the other is the cuckoo clock my husband purchased from work. I apologize for not uploading a video last week, but the pain in my hands were pretty intense, and I just couldn't film. I did see an acupuncturist on Saturday with my husband. Though I'm not 100%, the pain's still there, and I think it takes time for the acupuncture magic to work. So I am hoping that it will start feeling better soon. My thumb still hurts. I have trigger thumb, which means it kind of locks. Right now I can kind of move it okay, but at night it stays stiff like this. And then with my wrist, I have what's similar to, I guess, tendonitis. I think both are due to the medication that I stopped taking last month. It just hasn't really gone away. If I have to, I will film a health life update in case I cannot keep up with the uploading of my videos. I try to do one video a week, but it's been hard for me to stay on that schedule because I have not been doing too much other than trying to, write down my task for the day. But I guess I will, when I cross that road, I'll decide what to do. I will have chapters listed down below. So this will be a after the pin video for the month of August of what I've done in my repurposed Hobonichi A6 Techo. I use this as my reading journal. This is the Traveler's Notebook, standard size. I have the Sterling Ink N1, which I use as my meals, exercise, weight tracker, my health tracker. These are both Hobonichi covers, A5 cousin size, but I have the Wonderland 222 in here. I use this as my writer's notebook. And then in here is my catch-all planner. This is the Sterling Ink Common Planner. So let's start with this. I'm just going to share the covers that I drew for the month of August. So I listened to 2 audiobooks. I started reading this one, which is Rex Stout's Ferdinand's, but I haven't read that much because it hurts to hold a book in my hand. When my hands are feeling better, I'm going to watercolor the rest of it, journal back here what I thought of the book, and that way when I share it next time, I won't lift it up so that you can see what's under here and my thoughts of the book. You'll just see the cover. In my Traveler's Notebook for the month of August. Actually, this is it. So here I did my weight and steps. So this has been going okay for me. In the monthlies, I keep track of my sleep based on our sleep number bed. And then here is August. And you can see I've been really consistent keeping track of my, my wrist pain, my thumb, the medication that I'm on, or in this case, I was trying the Tylenol. And I keep this very functional so that in case I have to go see my doctor, I can show her this. And I'm not embarrassed by anything. It's not loaded up with too much stickers other than like a specific vitamin that I have to take when we do take out. Here's a day I forgot to input it. And then today is Thursday. Wonderland 222. This has been going well. Let's show you the tracker. This is what it looks like when you color it in, when you do your task for a specific day. And on the days that you don't do it, it can look like this, and then you scribble it in black. So I initially liked this because it covered up the whole thing, whether I did it or not. But then it started looking really busy. So I decided to not color it in and leave it blank. So colored in means I did it. Blank means I did not. But here's August. Now let's jump to, this is the July review. This is the August overview. So I put down my wins for July, what I would consider my losses for July, what I wasn't able to complete. And then I decided to draw in the month of August and then highlight the days that I did write, because this is my writer's notebook. I am hoping to self-publish. I've been revising my book, but again, given my health issues, I have not done too much. This is the overview for the month of August, and this has been working well. So I am glad that I gave the top half of the box for appointments and then the bottom half for weather and humidity. So you can see here is my acupuncture appointment and how I was able to fit both. Now it's going to be a problem if I have more than one appointment on a given day, but hopefully that won't happen. Here is the weekly view for the month of August. And then over the weekend is where I would fill it in here, move the information here into here. And then here we are this week. And then the only thing I'll show you back here is the one page that I worked on for the month of August. This is what my writing notebook page looks like, where I would write down the day, the scene that I'm working on, my word count, so my start word count, my end total, and then the page I started, page I ended. And then I started to do a goal for the week. See, I'm up to 15, so I actually need to cross out 15, but this is what it looks like. Lastly, let's go to the Sterling Ink Common Planner. This is what it looks like. I decided to take the front cover out because I had it slipped under here, but I decided to pull it out because it's getting pretty chunky. So this is my catch-all. I dump everything in here. This is where I keep track of my weather here also. Go to the week. So this is the first week of August. I was keeping track of my gardening stuff down here on the bottom. And you can see my layout. It's not very matchy-matchy. I own a lot of sticker flakes. And then here we are today. Now for the month of August. So I'm still loving the fact that my pages in the back are not dated. They're blank pages. And anytime that I want to journal, I would just put down the date and then lay down the photos, or I write. So this is for August. This is where we start. And this is where I found out my friend from Facebook had passed away. There's a pineapple. I am so proud of my nephew for being able to grow that. That's just absolutely amazing. This is my niece. She got accepted into pharmacy school. This was the orientation. I still have not highlighted that with a black marker or color it in. This is a note that I wrote to my best friend who passed away, but the 12th was her birthday, and I decided to write her a note on a Hobonichi paper. Then I folded it up and taped it down because I have no reason to read it, and nobody needs to read it. So I taped it all down, and that's for her. Here are some what I call fortune cookies that I found on Facebook. These are stamps that I've collected that I found off of fruit. So these are like the fruit stickers. So where I left space here is where I plan to write and fill it in when my hand's feeling up to it. But this is my nephew's Phalaenopsis, his moth orchid that I'm taking care of for him. This is, I think it's called a Chinese money plant. His name is Giorgio. So Giorgio had a baby underneath the pot, and then I took it out because it can't grow there. That's what it looks like. I potted it up. Here are some peacocks. They live in my brother's neighborhood. So in case you didn't know, the females are plain. I think they're called peafowl. There are some peacock babies right there next to her. And then there's the male strutting around with his feathers open wide, trying to impress the female right there. These are pretty big birds. My sister came over to visit and to drop off some dim sum for me. And so while I was chatting with her in the driveway, Kit Kat came out. And then here is my thoughts about the acupuncture that I had done on my hands. Kind of like that. There were more needles. These are not the precise areas where she stuck the needles, but same idea. And I think that's it. Oh, okay, and then one recipe for apple walnut spinach salad with balsamic vinaigrette. Looks and sounds good. I don't know if my husband will eat it, but I thought I would put this down in case he will. I have it right here, and I can make it. So that is a quick look of my planners, the Hobonichi A6 reading journal, my meals, Wonderland 222 as my writer's notebook, and my Sterling Ink Common Planner. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you'd like to see after the pin videos. I hope to post again next week. And I will see you when I see you. Take good care. Have a good weekend. Bye.